Hi everyone, this is Lori with Doc Ray's Dream Dolls. Today we're going to do a video tour of the new studio. Pretty much everything is done. We haven't quite moved everything in yet, but it's pretty much done. So here we go. So here's the outside of the studio, and you can see we've got a nice little barbecue area with a fire pit and an area to sit around and enjoy friends and food and company, and so lots of fun there. So here is the outside of the studio, and we are eventually going to paint the entire house that color because I really like it. It's a nice color. So let's go in. So here's the studio just as you walk in, and here we've got our workstations. So everybody has their own workstations, and over here is Destiny and Kyle Diablo's workstation. Destiny's doing multimedia and Kyle is working with leather. And then over here we have our sewing station and our little helpers. And this is a great little cart that we can pull out into the middle of the room and work on cutting larger fabrics, and also any projects that may require us to be standing instead of sitting. And it can be moved around, which is really convenient. And then over here we have Uncle Chucky's station. He works with wire, and he also does the mummified fairies, if you've ever come to any of our shows. And here is my station where I work on the babies. And here we can see we've got some. We've got this little guy visiting. He's here for a doctor's visit, because the poor little guy got snatched up by his noggin and his head fell off, and then when they tried to put it back on, his horns came loose and some paint chips. So we're in here fixing that. As you can see, we've got a band-aid on. That'll come off later on today, and we'll work on the other one, and then fix up his paint. He sure is a cutie though. I love it when he's all put together. Here you go, so you can get an idea. Isn't he cute? That's Bubs. I'm gonna miss him when he goes back home. And here we have the Megan sculpt, and she's got a mommy. And she is back in the studio so we can get her some hair and sculpt her eyelashes, because her eyelashes aren't quite done. We need to sculpt the ends here. And then give her her hair. So there's her hair. Yeah, some great hair there. It's gonna be fun. She's such a cutie. Look at that face. And then over here we have the Reborn Case Awake sculpt. And he does not have a mommy yet. And he is in here getting some hair as well. His bald little head. He needs some hair. Some babies are meant to be baldies and some are not, and he is not. And he'll be getting the same hair as the Megan sculpt. If you're interested in him, PM me. Here he is, almost done, just needs hair. And then over here, I wanted to show you, we have this great art piece done by WonderMeir Studios. It's kind of hard to get a good picture of it right now because it's reflecting the light from outside, but it truly is a wonderful piece and just really pulls everything together nicely. And I'll put a link to their Facebook studio page down below. You should really go check them out. They've got some really nice stuff, and they're always rolling out some really interesting things. Now, some of the things that we've done here in the studio is we have lined the walls with cabinets. That way we've got lots of space to put stuff away so they're off of our work areas. And also, instead of using plaster or any traditional wall finishing materials, we went across it with pegboard. And then that way, again, we can have our tools and everything up off of our workspace. Make sure things are efficient so we can get lots and lots of work done. And then the cabinets, and you see these work tables here, we got the materials for those at Habitat for Humanity. Super, super cheap. These work tables are actually made out of doors, and we used where the door handles would go for our cords to go through down below. So it was super inexpensive, really efficient, and all we had to do was paint them to look nice. Now in a studio, it's really important to have light. So this used to be a garage. So we took out the old automatic garage doors and filled in the space with these windows in this door that we got off of Craigslist for a stellar deal. So you can see we get lots of light in there. And then also what we did to make the best of that light, because as you can see, we don't, other than these, we don't have any windows in here because it's a garage, most of it is cement. So we wanted to utilize our light and make sure that it's distributed really well. So we get, we produce good work. So on the ceiling, what we did was we used those full-length mirrors and just line the outside so that the light is nice and distributed evenly. And then we put this here in the middle just to kind of break it up so it didn't look too weird with having mirrors on the ceiling. And then we got these really awesome lights off of Amazon, and they were only like 40 bucks for 6 of them. They're super light, they take very little electricity, and the amount of light that they give is outstanding. And then what we did also is we put the under cabinet lights, and that will help give us more light. It's a different kind of light as well, so that we can see the different colors in our work, because it's different when it's under fluorescent, LED, natural light, so we want to make sure that we have a chance to see it in all of those scenarios. And it also helps to eliminate shadows when we're working. And then back here what we have is our storage room. So that's for when we go to our alternative vending shows. Fun sign. And our ceiling isn't quite done in here yet, and we're going to have a little bit more light. But we've got quite a bit of storage back here. And where this is really going to help, especially when we're vending shows, is that if you've ever vended a show, taking everything to the show and getting back from the show, it absolutely blows up your house. And then you've got to deal with that before you can get to more production. And with having a studio that separates this work from our normal everyday life, it'll make it so that we can be more productive and put out more product instead of, working so much on packing stuff up, putting it away, getting it out, putting it in, and we'll have a separate shipping space. So we don't have to put everything away when we're done with it. We can leave it out. It is where it belongs and get back to it the next day. So more production. It's our shipping stuff. And then we're hoping to have a computer set up back here. And then I have my New Wave oven. It's on a rolling cart, and you can see it's got an extension cord there as well. So when I am baking babies, I can roll it outside and use it out there. And when I'm not using it, I can have it in here. And we do have an eave out there, so that won't be a problem during the winter months. We are in the Seattle, Washington area, so we get a lot of rain. That's another reason why lighting was so important, is that, even though it's really nice now, it won't be soon, and it won't be for a long time. So these lights and these mirrors are going to be really important to us. Well, anyways, there it is, and thank you for joining us on this adventure. And we're hoping to, we're getting some training done so we can do some more vending shows and we're working on our production calendars, and so hopefully we'll be bringing you some really interesting things shortly. Thank you so much for joining us, and have a wonderful day. Bye.